Hey now, this is what dreams are made of. Hey now, this is what dreams are made of. Yeah! All right, yeah, good job. Thank you. Guys, shut up! It's normal time now with your professor, Xavier. I remember my dad used to say, he's like, here, your mind, not Professor Xavier. Oh! Anyways, welcome to another episode. Today I want to talk about Shenmue. Boop, 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 boop. Actually, it's a really good game. You should check it out sometime, alright? Alright. You know, I was deep in the plunging of thought today. I was deep in the, like, oh man, I feel kind of, maybe I gotta stop, blah, blah, blah. But you know, now I feel freaking good. I feel handy dandy. And I was like, should I make a video today? I don't know. I don't got my hat. I'm kind of letting the hair grow as much as I possibly can at this moment. You know, I still want to look hot and sexy and beautiful. Cheers. And I was like, do I want to make a video? I don't even freaking know. But now, I just like went on my Instagram. Actually, sometimes I go on, I get motivated. It just is what it is. Quit thinking so much. Just freaking do it. You know what I mean? Freaking do it. Freaking do it. Find the balance. Whatever. I don't know. I'm just doing what feels good to me. Give me that assertive energy that I just fired back inside of me. Alright? So I'm on the porch right now, and I was watching a story that I put up because sometimes I like to look at my stories and see who looked at them. I'm so weird. Why would I do that? Why would I care? Yeah, I'm curious. Who's looking at my stories? Anybody like them? Yeah, hey. I'm just a human over here after all. What am I, God? What do I just don't care? Come on. Not to say that God is gay, but anyways. I had a story I posted up on Instagram, which, to be fair, I haven't been on Instagram for quite some time. And then yesterday, I was like, I'll download the app, and then I started scrolling, and I was just like, well, I'm gonna post that up. I try to post funny memes, but also memes that are like, you can do this, you know, type of shit, blah, 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 whatever. But I posted up one, and it was bragging, it was like, why Dragon Ball Super is so lame now, and kind of weak. Why would that motivate you? And then there's like a clip of old Toonami, early 2000s, all the Dragon Ball Z, it's like Goku, and it's just a Toonami made. If you guys remember Toonami, they made the best freaking promos, dude. The best freaking promos ever. And you know, it's like I'm watching Eric Bugenhagen the other day, and I was kind of like listening in my freaking head. And I used to do a lot of affirmations. I bring them back now. It kind of gives you the energy to kind of move forward. You know, that's why I like to talk to myself out loud, like a crazy person. You know, I feel like when I talk out loud, I can easier block out the bullshit that's trying to get into my freaking head and make me feel a bunch of doubt and kind of misery, this slow, lethargic feeling. You know, there's time and place. We all go to sleep, right? Obviously. It really depends, right? But, oh god damn, I woke up today fucking, feeling a little like, this morning. Fucking roommate comes out, gets in front of me, you know, tries to grab something in the kitchen, and tries to tell me he has ammonia. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, why the fuck are you like, did you hear me out in the kitchen? Why are you coming out here right now? If that's the case, I was like, well then I need to be away from you. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, why are you around me? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? That's neither here or there, though. It's so crazy to me. I was like, what the fuck? Is this guy dumb? Like, what the fuck? But my whole point, okay, so let me get on point here. Let me relax and get on point because I go in these freaking rants. Hey, brother. I go in these rants and then I start talking. Now it's 4 minutes in. I think it's 5 minutes in now. I can see the time. 4 minutes and 41 seconds. I was watching Eric Bugenhagen, and he has a great video from like 8 years ago. He's like talking about how he used to wrestle, and talking about the mindset because he's a big proponent of the mindset. And he's like, when I used to call myself a freaking winner, I'm a winner, I'm the man, I'm the best, and he'd be like repeat it over and over, and give him this energy, and he usually always win. But then when he like go against somebody he had doubt with, he'd be like he wouldn't really do it and all that stuff, and he might actually lose, you know. But great point, and I wanted to come from my own freaking words because I've already thought this stuff before. It's like the only reason why it really resonates with me in the first place is because I've already experimented with my own stuff, had my own life, still having my own life, God willing, thank God, still having my own freaking life, still experimenting with shit. And he's like, why not say you're the man? Why not say you're the freaking best? Why not say you're undefeated? You know what I'm saying? He's like, obviously, you're probably going to have defeats in life, but it's all about your perspective and how you see it. You know, and it's just like, you might not be the man, the best of everything and everyone, but it might get you closer to the best, right? It might get you closer to that if you have that kind of mindset that you are. And there's that balance too, right? You got friends and stuff. It's not like you're like condescendingly like, I'm better than you, you guys are dumb, you know, like a dweeb. But you just have this awesome energy where you're just like, dude, I'm gonna make it freaking happen. And the whole point here with that is like, okay, I'm watching this Dragon Ball Z fucking thing, and that shit amps me up. And I like to pretend, even with Final Fantasy and stuff like that, I like to pretend that that's me. I like to pretend that's me. Oh, that's so weird, dude. I'm a human here. I know all things of all creation, and that's, well, there are some things that are weird. We have a right to having things that are weird. It's good to have that defense mechanism. But to me, it's like, yeah, you're probably never going to become a Super Saiyan. But if you believe you could be like freaking Baki, you believe that you could be like a Saiyan, is that not going to get you closer to that goal of strength and power and martial arts than if you didn't believe it? You know what I'm saying? Having that, I don't even call it delusion, but that belief that you can be that, will that not get you closer to being that than if you didn't at all? Because you'd be like, well, I can't do that. Well, now you're not going to push yourself as hard. Now you're not going to eat as well. Now you're not going to try to do the best you can do to become that. Does that not get you to that place a little bit freaking faster? And it might be a little loud. I got the window open. We got cars rolling by. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to close this window. I have to take this. It's a damn shame. My video stopped halfway through. But that type of mindset, embrace it. Embrace it. You know, I've realized, I'm like, embrace it, dude. Quit trying to act so appeasing and cool to people. Like, oh yeah, that is cringe. Like, don't do that. Believe it. Believe that you are capable of being the freaking best. And the thing is, also acknowledging that you might not be the best. But if you want to get an MMA or have an awesome physique or be the strongest, believe that you're going to become the strongest person on earth. You're going to gain Final Fantasy freaking powers, Dragon Ball Z powers, and you're going to work for it because it's not just going to come to you. Unless you're like destined and chosen by something, but you don't know that. You know what I'm saying? And if you think that you know that and you're all in your head about it, then you're an idiot in my mind. But you should believe it. You should believe it and just go, let it take you. Like, yes, and this freaking work out. You know, and that belief, will it not get you closer? Will it not get you closer to those goals? But also understanding, like, yeah, you're probably not going to become a Super Saiyan. You're probably not going to become as strong as Baki, but you can get damn close, maybe. You can get freaking close, maybe, if you have that belief that you're the best and you can be the freaking best. Call me naive, call me dumb, fine. Call me dumb and naive, I don't care. Because I want to believe that I can, and when I believe that I can, I work harder, I push harder. I have a different belief in my head that gives me this energy in my body to take different action. You know, even when it comes to making money, you might as well be delusional about it. Like, I believe I'm going to be a big YouTuber. I believe with putting in this work and stuff, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make good money. I'm going to make over $10,000 a freaking month. I am. You might not, but you might get closer to believing, to achieving that if you believe it. Because you're taking action, and that energy is drawing you into that place to make it happen. It's literally, okay, examples, right? Examples. You know, I was always a cute kid growing up. But I didn't have a lot of sex appeal. It really depends on the girls. But I believed. It was like a natural belief. I was like, I will get better looking. I will. Right now, hey, yeah, I'm a good looking guy. But I know what to do. Or I believe I'll get more women. You know, I'll make it happen. It wasn't even a belief. I just fucking kept going. And I got pretty damn good. You know, now it's not my main focus. It's like trying to attract women. So I got a freaking mustache here. I want to be me and enjoy my deeper, innermost passions here. But I started getting, especially when I lived in LA, that was my peak hotness. You know, I got hot. I used to be a bouncer here in this town that I grew up in. Went to LA, I traveled around, got even hotter, you know, all this type of stuff. I backtrack when I was a bouncer. I wasn't getting girls like that. I had girls. Don't. I had girlfriends and shit like that. I was getting girls. But like when I came back, dude, I had such a belief, and I ended up bouncing again. I remember there was a point because I would work like once a week at this certain nightclub. Every week, I had a girl making out with me. Dude, seriously, I just had a girl she's like come up to me and she's like talking to me. And I was like, you know, I got to that place and I was just like, all right, well, you want to make out? I was like, we might as well just make out. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, you know, they're like, fucking making out, you know, with these hot fucking college babes. I was probably like 27, 26. It's not weird in my mind. They clearly must be 21. There's like, what, a 4-year age difference? Don't be weird, all right? It's like 4 years, whatever, you know? But I've proved to myself that I could get better. I could get better looking. Now my priorities are in a different line, you know, but it's believe. You have some of these guys that are like, I'm the chosen one. I'm chosen by God. Fair enough, believe it. But don't also let that belief consume you to where you're some weird, arrogant dude and you're like telling people, look, I'm the chosen one. You know, after a certain point, it just is like, okay, dude, you should keep it to yourself. You should keep that belief to yourself. Keep it inside. Believe you can be like Baki. Believe you can be like, don't tell other people. You know what I mean? Because you're taking power away from yourself because now you're trying to convince them. Don't do that. Unless it's something plausible enough that you know in your heart of heart that you can do. And you might bring it up to people and it doesn't matter because you know that you can fucking do it. You know, most likely you're not going to become Super Saiyan. But the belief will take you to take more action to get there. So, I feel like this is my video. This is like right when I watched it because I was like, I don't know what to talk about today. I don't know what to talk about. Because I try to be as authentic as possible. I don't want to just make a random video and I'm just like, well, I don't really know what to say. Oh, that's a Ford. Okay, I thought my friends just pulled up. I was like, well, that'd be nice. But I was like, I don't really know what to say. And then I just freaking, you know, I was kind of in the dumps. And then one of my friends sent me a video of like Retard Max. And he's like, stop overthinking everything. Just stop overthinking. Just kind of go with your... Just like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to say this, I'm not going to overthink it. And then once I did that, and I just started scrolling, I wasn't like, oh, I shouldn't be scrolling because scrolling is bad for me. You know, once I did that, I was looking at stuff, I got inspired again. I got freaking inspired. And then I saw that, and I was like, well, I'll make a video. I'll make a freaking video. It gave me the energy, it gave me the oomph, you know. And then from there, now here I am. I'm just making this freaking video. I'm making this video. I'm going to title it because I don't want to title all my videos, come drink a beer with me while I'm smoking. I'm going to title this video. I don't know what I'm going to title it yet, actually. But it will come to me, and I will title it appropriately. But every time I'm in that mindset, where it's just like this strong belief, this knowing. Because I think the thing is we're afraid of disappointment. And when we're afraid of disappointment, we're like, oh, I don't want to look like an idiot or a fool. That's where the balance is at. It's like, dude, you're probably not going to become a Super Saiyan, but you might as well let yourself believe that you're going to be some badass Final Fantasy, Dragon Ball Z, Baki character. And go with it, and let it carry you, and then work out and do the things. It'll give you the energy to be closer to that than if you were not, you know? Believe it. There's levels of delusional in my mind. There's levels of delusional where people, they're like, I'm this, I'm that, and then they do nothing. They don't work towards it. They don't try to become it. They just believe it. And sometimes, in certain cases, that works. If you believe you're a freaking ladies' man, You know, having that energy can rub off on people, and you might attract them. You know, but in terms of like muscle building, I do believe that when you visualize how your body is, say I'm sitting here now, and I'm seeing myself, I'm feeling myself as a guy with like 18, 19-inch arms, I'm jack stacked, and I'm as strong as sand. I truly believe the body reacts to that. Just like when you're talking to yourself and you're like saying like kind of like I don't know if I can da da da. You can feel it. You feel this depression. You know what I'm saying? You feel this like pull of energy that brings you down. You know, you can feel it. The placebo effect, a great example. You gave a bunch of they gave a bunch of people sugar pills and then half of them painkiller pills, and then the pain for the people that thought they were painkillers but they're actually sugar pills, their pain went away because they believed it. So it's just look it up. It's a literal scientifical fucking thing that they have done that shows that your mind can actually really dictate a lot of these things, man. And I was in such a funk. I'm like, should I drink? And I'm like kind of shitting on myself a little bit. And then the inner me's like, well, yeah, because obviously you've been told drinking is bad, this, that, and third. But like, maybe I should just shut up. Maybe if I beat myself up about it so much, but I'm still doing it. But now I'm not taking action because I did 500 squats a day. I meant to do 1,000 squats a day. 500 squats, went for a run, did a bunch of push-ups, and I kind of fucking hurt my chest a little bit. You got to figure that out for you. You know what I mean? What's right. But keeping that excitement there. Sometimes you're just going to be tired, but keeping that freaking excitement, even when it feels like that's not what it's supposed to be, you got to just bring it. And the moment that excitement came back to me, I was like, whoa, I'm awake. I feel freaking good. Instead of getting in your head so much about it and overanalyzing it. So, I guess my whole point with this video is just freaking believe it, dude. Like, believing it will get you closer to it than not believing it at all. Yeah, you're not going to be a Super Saiyan. You're not going to be Baki. Maybe. Who am I to say? Maybe I could be. But Baki, that's a level of isolation. It's like trying to configure it through your life for where you're at right now. But even at work, dude, when I was at my most hyped, I'm at work, and I still do this at times, but now I'm kind of just more focused on getting the job done. But even when I was at work, like my most hyped, I'm like doing 20, I get like 500 push-ups in at work while cleaning all these rooms. Because I'm so hyped and I have such a sense of belief that this is who I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be like Baki. I'm supposed to be a Final Fantasy character. So it's like coming back into that childlike play, you could say. That childlike play where you believe. Because, like, what is this life? What is this? You think you got it all figured out? Maybe you don't. I don't think you do. I don't think anybody does. When I hear a 7-year-old man, which I have, you're like, I still don't got it figured out. He's got a house. He's got a ranch. He's got a kid. He's got a wife. And he still, at times, is still figuring shit out. Then you get other people that are like in their 30s and 40s and 50s and acting like they got it figured out. They don't got figured it out. They're just figuring shit out as they go. They realize, okay, well, I got to work in order to make money so that way I can have a place to stay and also do the fun activities that I want to do. If I can find a way outside of that to make more money where I don't have to work constantly and these 9-to-5 jobs, then I'll do that. That's why I don't like the videos where they're like, quit your job. And it's like so situational. I'm like, oh, I would love to. I would love to quit my job. Hell yes. But I can't. Maybe I could, but I've already been in those positions where I've done do that, and then you still have to put in the work. Now you're like, oh, shit, well, I don't want to be homeless. Now I got to pay my freaking rent. And now I got to go look up odd jobs and stuff like that. And God willing, I get like an odd job or something like that. And then that way I can get enough money to be able to do that. That's why I just came to the conclusion, just get a 9-to-5. Yes, sometimes you don't want to go. Yeah, sometimes it sucks. Yeah, it might be taking you away from certain things that you want to do. But at least then I'm getting a consistent level of payment. So that way I can get beers if I want. I can go to the bar if I want. I can go take a trip if I want, if I plan it right. I can pay my rent. I can go into a room and fucking sit down and jerk off or just work out or whatever the fuck I want to fucking do. You know what I'm saying? Without having to be like worrying about, oh shit, I gotta find a gig or I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Keep it simple. And then that's why I'm uploading. I'm trying to upload every day now at this fucking point, I want my videos to be as authentic as possible, but I'm trying to upload every freaking day because I don't want to be working a 9-to-5. I want to be one of those freaking YouTubers that is like, it's not even just me sitting down on the porch. If I get to a point, I want to vlog some of my travels. That's why I love Small Brain American. you know, and like having that delusion again, like this is just have the delusion. Do not listen to anything anybody outside of their world tries to tell you. There might be some shit that they say that might be, true. That's where it's like the balance. But when it comes to this stuff, have that knowing that the reason why I'm believing that I can achieve this and do this is because I'm trying to get to this goal. And it's going to get me closer to this goal than not believing. And instead of trying to explain it to your friends, some of your friends might understand that. I have friends that will totally get what I'm trying to say. But some of them might not. Your family might not. They might tell you, oh, well, you just don't, blah, 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 blah. They're projecting their own fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? You have to have that delusion in a sense, believing like, no, I'm going to freaking make it. Might as well freaking try because I don't want to be, I'm 32, I don't want to be 40 years old being like, damn, if only I put in the consistency for 10 years, I might be in a different place financially. And now I don't have to work these 9 to 5s because we live in a good time now where you can upload YouTube videos and get money. You can open a Patreon and get money. You know. Oh. And now you have more free time. This is the world we live in. You can't escape the Matrix. You got Andrew Tate over here. Oh, how to escape the Matrix. While he's rich as hell, still in the Matrix, brother. The Matrix just, to me, has layers and layers and layers and layers. It's not like the movie The Matrix. And even if it was like the movie The Matrix, if you're not being chosen by Morpheus to get out of that place, like, dude, you got to work with where you're at. You got to work with where you're at. Or you can be like, I'm the chosen one, and there's something bigger for me. There probably is. But now you're a dweeb who doesn't move around, doesn't get the body ticking and clacking and feeling good for where you're at right now. Not like, just sitting around, just moseying about. Movies are based on reality, but also, like, movies are fiction. Not all of it is real. You're not Neo. I'm not Neo. But you could believe that you're Neo. You might as well believe, but also having that understanding that it's like, okay, I'm not Neo. You know what I mean? I'm not Goku. I've had motherfuckers say that I'm Goku. I'm Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. No, you're not. Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. Goku is Goku. But you can believe you can become strong or like that, and if you set your sights for that, you'll be closer to being like them. But also being like you. And what is you? I don't fucking know. You choose what is you. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe there's an inner aspect of all of us that we have. You're good at art, you're good at martial arts, you're good at that. You gotta let that out. But that's, you already know. You already know what your passions are. Maybe there's got passions like drawing and shit like that. There might be other things. But it just keeps coming back to me. It's like, wait a second. Dude, wake up, brother. Wake up. Take charge. Take action. That is actually one of the reasons why I actually like having a job. I like having a job because every time I work, for the most part, unless I'm really just like tired, I'm like, I don't fucking care about this and shit like that. For the most part, I have to interact with other people, which gets my mind ticking and tacking. I can't just be all flowy and I'm like, whoa, what? I don't like that. Wait, I don't want to be here until like fucking 5 o'clock right now. I want to get the fuck out of here. It wakes me up. It gets me ticking and tacking. All right, if I rock all these rooms and I do what I got to do, then I can get out of here. And then I have a sharper mind at the end of the day. I have a sharper mind. I don't really like being at my house all the fucking time. I'd rather have my own place, but sometimes being around people that annoy you too, also like, what the fuck, what? And like wakes your mind up. You're like, whoa, wait, hey, no. Your heart and mind, like, nah. You're not just like lethargically moving through life. Unless you're doing like some drugs or something like that, But I guess this whole video is just me stressing like, dude, you might as well fucking believe it, because believe in it, believe you are meant to be as strong as Goku. You are meant to be strong as Baki, but also knowing you're probably not going to be, but you never know. You might break some thresholds. You might unlock some abilities of consciousness where now you're able to do Hadokens and shit. That's why I'm the type of guy, I talk to people, I'm like, I believe we can fly. I believe we can legitimately fly. And then you have all these people to be like, well, that's actually impossible. And then I look at them like, what do you know, brother? Have you ever spent decades of your life trying to learn how to fly? Have you ever, try to figure out any of that stuff? How do you possibly know that we can't fly? No, please tell me. How do you know we can't fly? No, seriously. And I look at Naruto where they're like walking on water. You hear Jesus walk on water. But in Naruto, it's explained where they put the chakra energy, your chi energy, under your feet. So that way it levitates you on the water and you can walk on water. So that's how my mind thinks. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know it all, but I'm like, that makes sense to me. That makes freaking flipping sense. Now, there's some things in this world that I think is just, there's logic is there for a reason, but it's finding that balance and discernment. Ooh, that's pretty fucking cool. Of logic. You know what I'm saying? It's there for a freaking reason. Structure is there for a reason. We wouldn't want to have houses and stuff. Being homeless is not fun. Being like, oh man, I gotta wait until I get a meal. Instead of being like, I can get a meal right now. I have money because I work. You know, that's why I hate these quit your 9 to 5. And usually they're guys that already have money or they're at their fucking parents' house. I've never, ever, there might be one out there. I've never seen a guy who says quit your 9 to 5 and he's living on the streets. Never. Never seen that in my life. In my life. So what I've noticed, a lot of these people that are saying that, they already have money, take care of themselves, or they're at their parents. In their basement, or they have a nice little room. And they're like taking in all these energies, like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yet they're looking at it through their little perspective right there where you're at your parents, or you already have money to be able to do that. I saw a video of a guy, he was like, talking about how he quit his 9 to 5, but it made sense that he did it because he was already like a CAO of a company, so he already had a lot of money, he could do that. Not all of us can do that. And that's why we got to do all we can do outside of work and everything to find a financial way to make this money. You know, that's why it's like, believe that you can become a millionaire. Don't doubt yourself. And I think that's the thing too, is understanding. It's not like just because I believe that means I'm gonna make it, but the belief that I know, or just even having that delusion, like I know that I can make $1 million. I know I can become a millionaire or make $10,000 a month. I would be so happy. I'd be happy with 7,000, even 5,000. I can do a lot of the shit that I want to do, making $5,000 a month. But that belief, knowing that belief, and just going with that belief, might actually get you closer to that goal. It might not mean it's true. That's where you get a lot of people in law of attraction, all this type of stuff. Just because you feel it and believe it means it's going to happen. I don't know if that's the case. Be pragmatic. I don't know. But what I do know is that feeling and belief actually pushes me to actually try and figure out ways to make it happen. So that's where I'm coming from. It's like having that fucking middle ground where you believe, like, I can become a millionaire. I can make $10,000 a month. And fucking fully believe in it. And just going forth and working for it and trying to make it happen. It might take a year, it might take 2, it might take 10. You know, it really fucking depends. Don't expect it's going to happen overnight. You know, but again, the whole Dragon Ball Z shit. I believe I'm meant to be some Baki Dragon Ball Z throwing Hadokens. I guarantee you that'll get me a lot closer to doing that type of shit than if I didn't believe it at all. But I'm also not delusional. Like let's say this. I believe that I can be the top MMA, one of the top champions of MMA, right? But you know what I gotta do? I gotta go in there. I gotta go in the gyms. I gotta start fucking working on. I already do kicks and all this type of stuff, but now sparring isn't. You can throw punches at a bag all day, and that is definitely very helpful. But once you're sparring somebody, it's a totally different story. And then actually fighting, totally different story. You have to go and experience. You got to go live it. But if you keep that belief that you can, I mean, even John Jones was like that. He like visualized or something like that, like fucking the one dude that he beat, fucking Jamaica Dakin. I forgot his fucking name. What the fuck is his name? Whatever. If you know, you know. But even Conor McGregor, it's like that belief will carry you to take action to do those things, and it probably will get you closer. Maybe you won't become the MMA star champion, but you might get really close. You might even get an MMA. You might start doing things you never thought you would freaking do. That's the whole thing. It's like, let that, I wouldn't even call it a delusion, let that belief take you, but don't be delusional to the point that you're like, well, it's gonna happen. But maybe you should. Maybe you should have that, and don't be afraid of disappointment. Don't be afraid of failure, because you might not. But you're gonna be fucking closer to being at that place than if you didn't believe it at all. That's the whole thing I'm trying to say here. You're gonna be fucking closer to being in that place if you didn't believe it at all. If you didn't freaking believe it at all. If you believe it, you're gonna get closer. I don't believe in the whole if you believe it, it's gonna happen. You know, I don't know about all that, but I do what I have noticed. When I believe I go to work, small things. Look at your life. Look at your life. Look at what's going on right here. Small things. I go to work, and if I have a knowing, I am gonna get these rooms done. I believe it. I believe it. I believe I'm gonna get these rooms done real quick. Gives me the energy to boom, 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 and I do, and I do. That's something small that you can carry on into the bigger picture. So, yeah, that's my whole thing here. That's my whole thing in this video. I got a pee out my wee wee really bad, but I like this video, and I want to keep uploading, and it's awesome. And I want to keep doing my thing. And, yeah, man, like, that's it. That's it. Belief will probably get you closer to that goal than not believing it at all. And that's all I really got to say. That's all I really got to say. I got to go pee out my wee wee. This goes for me. I got to go pee out my wee wee. And I'll see you guys in the next fucking video. Have a good night. Peace out. I just like pee right here. Oh.